And it's a happy Devil's Thursday. Not really. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. The NHL is to suspend the season. This just coming after the Board of Governors conference call discuss what to do as following the NBA suspending the season. I'm actually in Santee, South Carolina right now, and root for the Devils' uh, home or it's a away weekend down in Florida, uh, down in Miami, and in Tampa. Help me out, Shorts guy. I'm in
Well,
the middle of a golf course right now, and the NHL has suspended the season. What's next? What's going on?
yeah, I'm still looking for all the details. Everything's breaking right now. It looks like your weekend down the NHL, down in Florida for the Devils away games is not happening. Got an ESPN alert a couple of minutes ago, waiting on the league to put something out, uh, either on their website or on Twitter that it appears we are much like following the NBA, Major League Soccer, European soccer leagues. It appears that the NHL is also suspending play. It seems like Major League Baseball is expecting that decision coming soon, along with some major college basketball tournaments as well. The NHL is not alone in this, but the NHL has taken, I would say, unprecedented for the modern times because we did have the 1918 Stanley Cup not given out due to the Spanish flu. We could be seeing a repeat of that, but I know NHL teams had been requested to make some arrangements with their buildings in order to play games as late as into July. I know when the Devils won in '95, that Cup final game was June 24th, and that was only Game 4. So we could be seeing July hockey for potentially the first time ever. I don't know if anyone's able to check that on for me, but I don't believe there's ever been any July NHL hockey. And now all the alerts are
No.
starting to hit my phone about the NHL
Yeah.
postponing. Yeah, this
Well,
is
Shorts guy. I mean, this is for a good reason. I mean,
oh,
this
agreed.
is a pandemic around the world. I mean, at first when we heard about coronavirus, admittedly, I was kind of like coronavirus, the beer. But now this hits home right now. This is serious. When the
Yeah.
NBA found out that one of their players, the Utah Jazz, diagnosed with coronavirus, and that now, I believe, 5 NBA teams are now quarantined because they had played the Utah Jazz, one of them being the New York Knicks. That is huge. And after hearing that last night, it's like, all right, let's get serious about this. This is a worldwide pandemic. It's spreading worldwide. This is about the safety of the players, the workers, the fans, everybody, and we have to support the NHL, the owners, the players, and employees 100% behind this because this is not going away anytime soon. We don't know what we're up against right now. I mean, this goes beyond hockey, but there's one thing we do know: the Devils fans and the hockey fans that are watching and listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast right now on this breaking news is that hockey fans come together as a community when times are in crisis and when bad things happen. I expect that to happen. And right now, I mean, this story since end of December to now has just it just amazes me how many people are affected. I mean, this goes outside of hockey. And you know what? I'm in the middle of the trip going down to Florida because we were supposed to broadcast from Bahama Breeze and in Tampa for kind of a pregame podcast. Right now, the the NHL, they made the right decision. If it
Okay.
saves one life, so be it. Yep.
Okay. So this is the official statement from the NHL. I'll read it. It's kind of long, so bear with me. In light of
Okay.
ongoing developments Let me start again. In light of ongoing developments resulting from the coronavirus, and after consulting with medical experts and convening a conference call of the Board of Governors, the National Hockey League is announcing today that it will pause, not cancel, keyword pause, the 2019-20 season beginning with tonight's games. The NHL has attempted to follow the mandates of health experts and local authorities while preparing for any possible developments without taking premature or unnecessary measures. However, following last night's news that an NBA player has tested positive for coronavirus, and given that our league shares so many facilities and locker rooms, and it now seems likely that some member of the NHL community would test positive at some point, it is no longer appropriate to try to continue to play games at this time. We will continue to monitor all the appropriate medical advice, and we will encourage our players and other members of the NHL community to take all responsible precautions, including by self-quarantine where appropriate. Our goal is to resume play as soon as it is appropriate and prudent, so that we will be able to complete the season and award the Stanley Cup. Until then, we thank NHL fans for your patience and hope you stay healthy. So there it is. We're paused for right now. We're not canceled. We're paused. And I do know reports, like I said earlier, where they requested teams have some procedures in place to have building access or availability into July, which at this point, I mean, who knows what else is going to get canceled. So the buildings may be more open than than would normally be in July. But there's the official word from the NHL. The season is paused, not canceled. It's paused for now.
And you know what? And this is great that the NHL is doing this. And I'm going to reiterate that they took their after the NBA made the announcement. They gathered their resources. They talked to medical officials. They talked to the owners. It's a collaborative effort. They talked to the NHLPA. They got it done right before any game started today. And we should give Gary Bettman and Bill Daly a lot of credit, because this is not easy. I mean, we're talking about two major, actually maybe three major sports, professional sports leagues suspending the season. Major League Soccer, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's only in this
country. Is that confirmed?
Yeah. No. That's only in this country. I mean, outside of this country, La Liga and Serie A, which are the Spanish and Italian teams, or excuse me, the Spanish and the Italian leagues have already suspended play. I don't know about any. The French league may have done that as well. So we're not alone here in doing this. We're just kind of joining the rest of the crowd. There's also some big soccer tournaments coming up that they're potentially. It looks like they're canceling as well. So we are in, unfortunately, we are in the same boat as a few other places around the world, and I'm sure, more to follow, but you are correct.
Also, the Isabel Cup NWHL has suspended Friday night's championship game. I believe it's Boston and Connecticut. I don't remember the other team, but I know Boston I believe it was up in Boston. They have suspended that game as well. This is a very serious issue. It goes beyond hockey, and all Devils fans out there, and Short Sky, and Beer Baron. I've been reading the group text. I know a lot of schools, teachers are preparing for this in New Jersey, obviously around the country, what to do, because colleges right now are basically telling, don't come back after spring break.
Yeah.
Let us figure this out. And we'll figure out the logistics later. But I think the first priority right now, and we should tell our fans this, Short Sky, it's containment. Absolute containment. Because we got to stop this. It does not affect a certain, ethnic group or certain gender or whoever. It affects everybody. And we want to make that point out, that we're all in this together. And it's kind of like what we say on the podcast, Devils fans against the world. Well, it's the world against coronavirus, right now.
No, agreed. And in local to our area, in the tri-state area, Connecticut canceled all of its state winter sports tournaments, including the ice hockey tournament, which was slated to start this, either tonight or yesterday. It was slated to start this week. They've completely canceled their ice hockey championship tournament and all the rest of the winter sports tournaments in that state. So this is not just at the professional. This is at the local, high school, college, amateur level too. This is definitely a big thing. But yeah, it's all about containment. It's all about everyone being safe, and that's what this is all. It's out of the abundance of safety. It's for the fans that like to travel to see the away games, for the people who like to come over and to visit from all parts of the world to see the NHL and the sport that we love, and specifically the team that we love, with the New Jersey Devils. But it appears that it's going to be about a 30-day at the minimum. At least MLS has put out until they're suspended for 30 days. They did not just do a flat out pause indefinitely. Um, but we're at least looking at a period of time where pretty much it's going to be Netflix and whatever
Yeah,
streaming
or
service
the
you
let's
have.
or the Let's Go Devils podcast, because I've been thinking on the car ride, what are we going to do? Well, you know what, we're part of the Devils community. We're going to enjoy talking to you online safely, because we do all these live events, right, Shorts Guy? But
Yeah,
now we are going to turn to the technology. I know a lot of schools are doing this about live streaming lectures, but we're going to be still live streaming. Heck, I'm in South Carolina right now in the middle of a golf course. You're, in a room somewhere in New Jersey. It's time to contain this thing. It's got to be a collaborative effort, but we will not stop the Let's Go Devils podcast. We may have I haven't talked to the guys yet, but if I can get down to Florida in time safely, I'm going straight through. I'm not stopping anywhere other than for gasoline. Uh, we may do a special podcast to talk about this, because I think it goes beyond, the goofing around. I mean, Felony Strutter on YouTube Live, and everybody knows that, Felony and I don't get along, but I hope you stay safe, Felony. In all seriousness, we joke around, we kind of bash each other sometimes, but you know what? Right now, we're all in it together, and I would think he or she would agree. Um, also, let's see here. I'm looking at
I see.
as
Yeah,
I'm getting text messages.
yeah, I see a lot of you. A lot of our fans are kind of chiming in on the Facebook Live broadcast, and there's a lot of rumor going around. And as much as I want to bring up some of these comments, if unless they're true, I don't want to say anything. But the league has said eventually someone will test positive, and I'm sure that's definitely going to happen. Um, one of my hockey teammates just brought up, what about fantasy playoffs? There's a lot of people in the playoffs for fantasy, and now those playoffs are now suspended. So who knows what's going on, and who knows how long this is going to last. And it appears like Sam has frozen, so I guess I'm on my own for a little bit more. Um, so from right now, it seems the NHL, the official word is the NHL is paused. If you're just tuning in to the Let's Go Devils podcast, NHL season has now been paused. That is the words that they're using, not ours. It's paused. Right now, unsure about what will happen with the Stanley Cup. They're hoping to resume when it's possible, and let's hope that there's not another season like in 1918 where the Stanley Cup was not awarded due to the Spanish flu. So we've got a lot going on here. This is breaking news, a breaking news podcast. The NHL season, the Devils season, is paused, following the same direction as the NBA, Major League Soccer, La Liga, the Spanish Soccer League, Serie A, the Italian Soccer League. So we are without hockey for a little bit, and rightfully so. This seems to be something that's much more serious than what we all expected. So going to the Facebook group, Sammy will be back shortly. Going to the Facebook group. Yes. Thank you, Stacy. We all hope all of you are safe as well as our fans. Tim Clark Callahan. Yes, Sammy is still heading down to Florida. He is in South Carolina at this point. Obviously, he's not going to the Devils Panthers or the Devils Lightning game. So, he will be down there though. Jamie, you offered Sammy to come see the kids' T-ball game. Oh, potentially he could. Brian Moore, you're asking if you have tickets to Binghamton for the 21st. My guess, Brian, no official word from the AHL yet, but my guess is the AHL will follow suit. as the USL, which is the second division in professional soccer in our country, has also suspended their matches right now. So, Brian Moore, I would check with the Devils or look with the Binghamton Devils and look for some direction from the AHL to come shortly, I would assume. All of our teams are connected to an AHL team at some point. If it's going on in the AHL, my guess is the AHL will follow suit shortly. Which, the Binghamton Devils especially they were turning hot. They were about to make a run for the playoffs, and that's hopefully that fire isn't put out or that momentum is not lost. However, if that's the case, safety first, guys, and safety first to everyone, guys, girls. We all want to be safe. We want all of our fans to be safe. We want all the fans of all the different professional leagues to be safe. So, this is breaking news. This is unprecedented, really. We're seeing we're seeing a bunch of we're seeing something that we haven't seen before. Christopher in the Facebook group says majority of my friends are Flyer fans. They're all crying because the Flyers are playing really well. Well, unfortunately, it is what it is. Ron Bailey. Wow. If they suspend NASCAR, if that rumor is true, that's definitely a big deal as well. Mike, do you think it's more likely they resume season and the playoffs spill into June, July, or they jump right into playoffs? Mike, no idea. I think that's one of those things that we're, to be determined. It's one of those things that the league itself will have to make that determination once all the proper authorities say that they can and they are able to resume play. And we all hope it's soon. And you got to remember too, if these guys maybe working out on their own, but it's like with all these professional leagues, if the league says they're gonna resume play, they're gonna need a week or two of practice to get that conditioning back that they may have lost, to have some time with the team, to have some practice. It's not going to be just kind of like flipping a switch and setting a starting lineup within 24 hours. These guys are they're professional athletes. They need their time to get back into it. We've all taken some time off from playing sports or working out. It's going to take time. So, Mike, the answer is I have no idea. The league is calling for for the buildings to be ready into July. So my guess is if they can get a Stanley Cup awarded sometime this season, they're going to do it. Whether or not they jump right from that, I've heard a rumor of something about that, about the potential of jumping right in, freezing the standings where they are, and just kind of jumping that way. But what about those teams that are on the bubble and a point or two out? That really causes a lot of question. The NHL gets paid a lot more to make those decisions than I do or you do. So, with all hope they'll make a decision. And unfortunately, not everyone's going to be happy if they choose to truncate the season, freeze the standings, whatever they plan to do. Not everyone's going to be happy.
Sorry about
No, that's
that,
cool,
Shorts
Sammy.
guy. Yeah, I accidentally pulled the cord by accident. So, when you do things live on location, when you're, pulling things back, things start to go haywire. But thank you for covering me, going solo.
You're welcome.
Do you need to go? Do you need to go now, Shorts guy? Because
I've got 2 minutes, Sammy. I've got two.
You got 2 minutes?
60-second intervals. Yeah. Let's wrap this.
All right.
Let's at least wrap up my portion. I've been kind of responding to people in the Facebook group about the potential, what might go on, and there's a lot of potential going on. There's a lot of questions. You're welcome, Mike, for the reply, and I know someone else thanked me for the reply. Brian Moore, yes, you're welcome as well. Sammy, you missed a couple comments about the AHL. You missed a couple, about the what they're going to do with playoffs and standings. So we don't know. We're speculating at this point, and the NHL will eventually come out with those decisions. But again, it's all about safety, and it's all about it's all about what the public health calls for, and the public health right now calls for public health calls for suspension and pausing whenever it's not canceling. That's the good thing. They didn't use the word cancel. It's paused. I'll take paused. Let's see. I just saw something. Ryan Hutner says, sorry if I killed your last name, Ryan. This is where the Devils make the miraculous comeback. That would be
Oh
nice.
yeah, oh
That
yeah.
would be
And
nice.
let's think positively, folks. Our number one priority right now, worldwide. Let's contain this thing. Let's
Yes.
contain it. Let's get NHL hockey back up. Let's get Devils hockey back up. Let's finish the season. Let's get to the draft. Let's get to the playoffs. Let's do all that. But for now, we should really try to stay safe and do our part
Real
to
quick,
contain this
real
thing.
quick,
Yep.
real quick, Sammy, kind of a follow up to earlier. Brian Moore just said he talked to Binghamton. They stated they will be meeting at 3 p.m. and release a statement following the meeting regarding games. So,
Okay.
yeah, AHL is coming out with a statement at, it looks like after 3 p.m. today. And yes, Matt, this will definitely make the draft and the lottery interesting. You know what? When it's going to be, who knows? Who knows, Matt? It could be in June. It could be in August. Obviously, got to wait till the season's over. So, and Tim Clark
Yep.
Callahan, thank you for the compliment. Thank you.
Hey, Shorts guy, stay safe.
Yeah, you too, Sammy.
Are we going to do Are we going to try to do another podcast tonight? I'm not sure, but we'll let everybody
figure it out.
know as
Send your alerts.
everything's in flux. But you can count on us for all the breaking news, and we do our best. But till next time, Devils fans, stay safe and let's go Devils.